time for your warm-up for Tuesday, May 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo. In lockdown. Kind of different this year. We are going to start with 5 each side lunge or Cossack squat. So I'm going to move my feet really, really wide with my toes turned out. And I'm actually going to hinge myself down to one side, driving the knee out, following the toes just the same way we would for a regular squat. On the other leg, it's straight and the toes are pulled up, sitting up nice and tall, coming back to the center, and then shifting over to the other side to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to feel a big stretch in the inner thigh. 5 each side of those. Then we have our inchworms, putting your hands on the floor and walking yourself out to push-up position, giving a solid push-up, and then without bending the knees, walking the hands back in as far as you can. Don't stand up. You got 3. Then we have 10 SCAP pull-ups or ring or towel rows. You can actually do a modified SCAP pull-up, leaning back, extending the arms and letting those shoulders pull up into the ears, and then without bending the elbows, pushing those shoulder blades down into your back pockets and pulling yourself slightly up, extending back down. So think making ear muffs with your shoulders, putting them in your back pockets. Otherwise, we're leaning back, feet together, toes pulled up, shoulders in the back pockets, and pulling those elbows back until the thumbs touch the rib cage. We are going to have 10 of those. Then we have our bird dogs. On all fours, reaching opposite arm, opposite leg, straight back like you're trying to touch a wall in front of you and behind you, holding for 3 seconds, and then coming back. The goal again is to keep your hips square to the floor, 5 each side. Then we have something called a hip airplane. Now I'm going to try my very best not to fall over and embarrass myself. Planting one foot, the other toe is behind, starting for balance. You can have a bend in the front leg, putting all the emphasis into pushing through the floor with that front leg, hinging your hips back. Then as you lift that foot off the floor, keeping your eyes spotting, you're going to rotate that chest and hips open, and then come back down and put your toe down. I told you I'm going to embarrass myself because I'm going to fall over. Hinge, press, foot comes up as you rotate the hips and chest open, and then come back and put it down. You're going to do 5 on each side. This is tricky. You can also just do a single leg RDL. Balancing on that same foot, soft knees, back leg is super rigid with your toes pulled back towards your shin, hinging your hips back, and then scissoring them back together again. 5 each side.